If you want to be emotionally re-traumatized while trying to do something meaningful for a dead parent, this shop delivers, just not the product.
Yesterday it was Cassie in desperate need to find a Karen to help her out, or at least a Karen in training, and we got one right here in the studio.
Yeah, so my mother passed away, and I reached out to an artist on Etsy and was talking to her about sort of a custom pottery urn. And right when we got to the payment part, she ghosted me. Absolutely ghosted me for 2 weeks. So I have requested that the Karen in training in studio, self-professed, I am not putting this label on her, but that Abby helped me with writing a scathing message to this artist who literally ghosted me over my dead mother's resting place.
I know how to do a very well-placed 2-star review that will leave you ruminating for weeks. I have the spirit of an angry white woman living inside me, and I'm ready to use these powers for good because as of recently, I am a little worried that I have maybe misused this gift that has been placed upon me.
I am curious from the rest of you guys, how often have you ever put a 1 or 2-star review online?
I've only done it once, and I did it on my brother's behalf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was a veterinarian that screwed up with his dog, and I was just very emotional about Bella, and I went online, and I just ripped him to shreds.
How about you?
Handful of times, maybe. Yeah, maybe like one or 3 times. Usually it's like when I'm really upset about the experience I had with like a Lyft driver or something like that, but not often.
I think I've done it once. It was an urgent care where Hollis had jacked up his shoulder or something like that. We ended up at an urgent care and they made us sit there for an hour and a half. And then when we got to the counter, they were like, oh yeah, we can't do that kind of x-ray here. And I'm like, you made us wait for an hour and a half. It was in Johns Creek. You made us wait for an hour and a half just to come up here and say you can't do it. So I went online and then they responded back to it.
Yeah, they did.
I usually leave them, then delete them later because I feel bad. I'm like, it's probably a one-off. They're probably having a bad day, but not this time. And can I say the 2-star reviews are way more trustworthy than 1-star? Because 1-star, I'm like, you're mad about something. I'm not going to take it seriously. But 2-star, there was restraint and thought put into it.
You're trying to give them a little grace. So when I heard your story about the fact that you are looking for an urn to place your mother's ashes, you found one that you thought was very specific to what you needed. You wanted it quickly. It had some waves on it because she loved the beach. And when she ghosted you, I felt like this was just an injustice that needed to be swooped in upon. And we needed to enact some justice to be able to make sure that this person knew what they did was wrong. So I have written a 2-star. We can make a 1-star if you want, or 0-star review.
2-star. I like the
2-star review for Etsy. If you so choose to use it, I believe this is the right language to be a voice for the voiceless.
I also want to give you a little credit, just to show that you are not a true Karen just yet. You gave her the flexibility of a 1 or a 2-star, whereas a Karen would not have done that.
Yeah, Karen would have called the manager, but we're gonna exercise some restraint. We're putting this out to the people. We will listen to DMs if people think we shouldn't move forth with this swift justice movement. But I have the language ready for you. So if you choose to use it.
I do like this idea. Granted, this is totally Cassie's call, but I say you share, I'm sure, your perfectly crafted 2-star review for Urn Lady. And then Cassie, you can decide, should we let the listeners vote on whether or not it gets posted?
I like that. I think that's good because sometimes I can get in my feels, and obviously this is very personal.
Yeah.
Like I just said, I have a habit of like reacting a little bit out of my feelings and then going back and deleting it and being like, let's look at it rationally. So I think some extra insight would be helpful this time.
So here is my open letter to the Urn Lady that ghosted us.
Are we on Shark Tank?
If you're looking for an urn that's the right size, available fast, and won't arrive at all, this is the shop for you. I reached out to this Etsy Vanishing Act TM because my mom had recently passed. And I thought, hey, waves. She loved the ocean. Turns out the only wave I got was the ghost of customer service waving goodbye as they disappeared into the abyss. No reply, no explanation, just poof. And look, I get it. Maybe the seller was busy. Maybe they were overwhelmed. Maybe they got sucked into the same black hole as the urn inventory. But when your entire business model revolves around selling containers for human ashes, one would think a tiny shred of reliability or empathy might be baked in. Instead, I was left clutching my phone like it was a Ouija board, waiting for a sign from a seller who vanished like a Victorian child and a tuberculosis.
You couldn't even deliver it. You want to try it again?
Rewind. Instead, I was left clutching my phone like it was a Ouija board, waiting for a sign from a seller who vanished like a Victorian child in a tuberculosis ward.
It's just a tough word. It's just a tough word.
Maybe this is the sign we take that sentence out.
You should have gone with a different ailment. Yeah.
Honestly, if your business model is emotional whiplash and abandonment issues, congratulations, you nailed it. I was just trying to put my mother's ashes somewhere that didn't scream Amazon Prime. But instead, I got left on red like I'd DM'd an ex at 2 a.m. In short, if you want to be if you want to be emotionally re-traumatized while trying to do something meaningful for a dead parent, this shop delivers, just not the product.
This is the longest 2-star review in the history of 2-star reviews.
It's giving me the life my mother doesn't have.
Let her cook in the kiln, okay?
I would give 0 stars, but unfortunately, Etsy doesn't let you rate the spiritual void this seller left in my grieving process. 2 stars.
Cassie, is it being accepted?
Yes, it's a work of art.
Okay, well done.
You guys, we have a new segment on the show. I am sure there are so many listeners that have been scarred or treated like they want to leave scathing reviews and they can't. I think Abby, you just created Rent-A-Karen on the air, and like you're gonna have to start offering your services to listeners because that was brilliant.
I think it's beautiful. Are you up for this? Because we can start it.
I'm up for it. I'm just going to have to burn for the rest of eternity in Karen's hell.
All right. If you want to hit us up at producer@thebertshow.com, and just in the subject line, put Rent-A-Karen, and then give us exactly what you need, and we'll get you on, and we'll start it.
The Bert Show.